Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be streaming some Atari 2600. Um, yeah, I've been doing this quite a bit recently. I think Atari is one of the more fun things that I stream. I like to try and do other things as well. I'd like to, every once in a while I do Nintendo, and I'm trying to psych myself up to do a Sega stream at some point. Either Sega Genesis or Sega Master System. But my experience with those games is very low. I'm still working on that. I'm still trying to build up my Atari or my Sega knowledge, I should say. And I want to start exploring more of those games. So until I get to that point where I start exploring them more and I know what I have to offer, then I can do some more Sega and other things. But I really wish I could do in television. That's the one thing that really, I'd love to do. But my setup currently, I can't stream my reel in television because I don't have the proper setup connections and all that stuff. I don't have my computer is not in my man cave where my television lives, so it's just not a possibility right now. But in the future, definitely would love to be streaming some in television. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with the Atari and play some random games like I usually do. So let's see who's in the chat today. Okay, we got the Atari Creep. Oh wow, the Atari Creep is saying it's a happy Atari Day. I didn't even realize that it's the 26th, and apparently every 26th of the month is Atari Day. So if you're in the Atari forums, you'll know all about that. Mr. Poe Style, what's going on, buddy? And we got Stu's Games Reviews. Fine, I'll watch you play. Fine, fine. Yeah, I'm really forcing you to watch me play. Hi there, could you play Bobby is Going Home? Well, that's a weird one. The Creep is here too. Yep. And Atari Creep, every time Brian sees you, it just makes his day. Yep. So I wanted to start off with some Kaboom because I haven't played that in a while. And I know it's a paddle game and I'm using this crappy controller. Well, actually, I don't know how crappy this is. I can't even remember how much I paid for this. I bought this a long time ago. But it's always fun to try and play this game with something other than a paddle, just to see how well you do. I know it really does suck when you don't have a paddle controller. I believe you could use the mouse. Actually, maybe I can try that. Maybe I'll try my mouse. I have a computer mouse. Because I am using an emulator after all. I'm not, actually streaming off my real Atari, which I could be, but I don't know if this is going to be a good idea, but let's give the mouse a try. In fact, my desk is a little bit cluttered right now, and I don't have much space. So, well, we'll see what happens. I'll tell you one thing, it's a little bit better than probably the controller would be doing right now, the gamepad. Probably have a lot better control with the mouse. Ah, I lost it. The Mad Bomber got the best of me. Just the other day I was on Facebook and Matt Take, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. I did a video on his Atari man cave. Or his Atari, well, not really his man cave, but his Atari collection. And he was showing off some stuff, and he just got a bunch of 8-bit games, the 8-bit Atari, like the Atari 800, the Atari, the 400, whatever. And one of them was Kaboom. And I didn't realize this actually was on the 800, or well, the 8-bit, I should say. The Electronic Emotions program, what's going on? Yeah, I'm giving this a shot. I'm trying to play with a mouse here. What's cool was Willie from Arcade USA actually took apart a real Atari paddle controller and also dissected a computer mouse and kind of combined them together to make a working paddle controller for his PC that he could play games like this. And so far, I think it was pretty successful from the video I saw that he did. Whoa! Dang it. And yeah, I mean, that seemed like a cool project. He had to get like a few parts kind of created to make it work. I think he had to get something 3D printed, or he had to order some pretty funky parts to make it work. Okay, let's try the old controller. Let's see how I can do with the controller. Doing pretty. I don't know. The controller. Yeah, this is not going to be good. I'm barely touching it, and the thing just moves all the way across the screen, which is not a good thing. This game requires complete control. Yeah, this isn't gonna do. Saw somebody was saying beat him and eat him in there. Who was saying beat him and eat him? Yeah, Stu's Game Reviews. After this, play Beat 'em and Eat 'em. Beat 'em and Eat 'em, if you don't know what that is, it's a porn version of this game. And there's a guy standing up there with his junk hanging out. And you can only guess what he's shooting down at said thing at the bottom, which I believe is two women. It's been a while since I've actually looked at that game. I think it was... I actually think it was the Angry Video Game Nerds video where I learned about that game that even existed. What do you think was saying beat him and eat him? And then what was the other one? There was Custer's Revenge, which is a lot worse because I think Custer's Revenge you're actually yeah. That one's a little bit more racy, I would say. Yeah, this is definitely easier with the mouse, actually. Almost gives you the same the same control as playing with a paddle controller. Oh, geez, I just missed it. I actually remember getting the Activision flashbacks on my PC. I think I still have the disc. I believe it was for Windows 95. And it had this game in there. I can't remember if I used the mouse with it or not. Or if I had to use the controller I had. Or maybe the arrow keys. It's hard to say. My brother had a copy of Custer's Revenge somehow under his bed. What? Custer's Revenge is not worse. It's consensual. Yeah. Oh! This game just gets the better of me. I still remember spending hours typing out a game called Kablam. I think I talked about this on one of my videos, where I think it was on the video where I was talking about video game coding or copying video games out of books or whatever it was. And I talked about how there was this game Kablam in a Compute Gazette magazine that I have. I still have it, actually. And it was me and a friend. We were typing out this code for like a while to try and play a Kaboom style game on the Commodore 64. And I still have the disc. I should probably see if it works. Because I know I saved it after we typed it all out. I'm pretty sure I still have the game. And it's nowhere as intense as this game. Nowhere as intense. The bomber moves a lot slower. He drops less bombs. It's a joke. But it was fun. It was fun typing it all out and then being able to play a Kaboom game, because I didn't have Kaboom. I didn't have an Atari at the time. And even when I did get my first Atari, my Atari Junior, I didn't have the paddle controllers, and so getting a game like Kaboom would have been useless. Because you can't play it with your joystick unless you get the Atari Flashback, which allows you to play this game with the joystick. Ah. Oh, jeez. Apparently that's the speed that's my limit there. I don't know if I'm any better with the actual paddle controller or not. What's he saying there? Watch how the maiden smiles and kicks her heels and Custer flips his lid. I tried typing in those. You type them all in, and after 4 hours it says syntax error. And yeah, that's a problem. Only the difference is, I think, with the program that I had, there was another program that if you put it into the Commodore 64 and ran it, it would be like an error checker. So every time you put in a line, it would tell you if the line was good or not. And so that actually saved a lot of time from, you know, typing in the whole thing and then finding a syntax error on some line, and then you have to go through all your code. Very annoying. Let's play some Moon Patrol. Woo. Yeah, I found out I'm not the greatest at this game. I thought I was, but I'm not. I was probably better at James Bond than I was at this one. 007. Although playing this on the arcade version was kind of fun. And the new Amico, the new Intellivision Amico, has a version of this game that looks pretty cool. I mean, everybody recognized it right off the bat. I think we're all excited about what the Amico is going to have to offer with Atari games. Whoa! I was playing this at the dentist today. What, were you playing it on a Atari Flashback Portable? I'm still upset that I can't find mine. I used to love that thing, and it disappeared one day. My daughter kept playing on it, and I think she kept taking it everywhere we went, and I have no idea where it ended up. I don't know if it's in a... Maybe it's in a mess in the basement somewhere. You know, we have a messy basement. Where my man cave is, it's in the corner of a big open basement. We don't have a finished basement. And so, yeah, everything around my man cave is pretty much chaos. Boxes of toys and stuff. And it's very possible my Flashback Portable is in some box in some random mess of toys that I just can't get through. And I almost considered buying another one, because the second one came out with the Pac-Man game in it and stuff. And I think I still had hope that I'd find my original one. And I still haven't found it today. And it was just so expensive to get the Pac-Man one was like really... I think I bought mine off of Amazon. I paid like $40 for it. And the one I saw in the store, the second one with the Pac-Man was like $70 or something like that. I'm like, cripes. Whoa! Stu says he has Flashback Portable. He bought it for $20 from the Digital Press store. That's a good deal. Green Lantern's asking if he imagined if they showed Defender on the Amico. That's a good question. Yeah, Atari Creeps, exactly. If I buy another one, the original will show up. And that was what I was afraid of. I was going to drop $70 on another one. And then, you know, the next day, oh, here it is. It was in the couch cushions. Or in some box, randomly. And I don't know. telling my family, we need to clean up that basement. We need to, like, organize it. We need to purge. Get rid of some of the crap down there. I'm pretty sure I was better at the arcade version than I was at this one. Atari VCS Archive. Play Condor Attack. Was Defender ported to the Amiga? That's a good question. Probably was on the Commodore 64. It seems like every game was on the Commodore 64. I don't know about the Amiga though. I never had an Amiga. I never really played on one. I remember seeing all the games in the store. I used to remember seeing like the Atari SD games too. When I was always looking for my for games for my Commodore 64, I'd always see Atari ST. And some of the games look cool, but I didn't have an Atari ST. I had a Commodore 64, so I had to just keep looking. Whoa, whoa! Holy crap. How are you supposed to get over 2 holes? Ugh. Just keep the receipt and return the new one after I find the old one, yeah. No, the other thing that bugs me is I had my, the memory card in there with all the games that I had saved for it. And so, if I bought a new one, I'd have to get another memory card, because I don't have any extra memory cards. That was the only one I had that was kind of like empty. It was kicking around. It was a 4 what do you call it? 4 gigabyte or whatever. 4 gigabyte memory card. The Atari Flashback can't use anything more than an 8 gig flash card, I think it is. So you can't have any of those modern, 32 gig, whatever flash cards that they got. It has to be 8 or less. So I had one that was 4, and I put all the games on there that I wanted, and well, obviously that's gone too. I think I still have the file on my computer though, so if I eventually do get my hands on another flashback, I just need to get the card, and I could probably save all the same ones back on there again. Although on the Atari Age website, in the forums, there is a downloadable ROM set of all the ROMs that do work, so let's see what everybody's saying here. Stu's saying that he doesn't believe Defender got an official Amiga port. Mr. Postile saying Amico. I'm going nuts waiting to see the Imagic releases for it. Yes, the Imagic releases. I think a lot of people are kind of curious if Dracula is going to be on it. Every game was on the C64. Are you sure? Because there wasn't a C64 point of Cybermorph. If that's even possible. Okay, not every single game, but there was a ton of them. There was like at least 10,000 games for the Commodore 64. Just find an old PSP and hack it to play Atari games. Huh. I guess that will work too. Memory card nightmare. My GameCube card all died. All my data lost. My Resident Evil that took me months. Oh, that sucks. That's just like when you have a Nintendo cartridge when the battery inside of it dies and you lose all your saves or whatever. Yeah. Stu's like, I notice you die at the same places all the time. Yeah, I'm not good at the Atari Moon Patrol, apparently. Yeah, I think even when I did a video on it, I was not too good at it. Let's do the Defender. Let's do the Defender. We were talking a lot about Defender here. Let's play Space Canyon. Did I ever play that Space Canyon game? I can't remember. This game flickers a lot. Is it really this flickery? Now that I think about it, I don't think I've played a lot of Defender. I think I prefer Star Wars Empire Strikes Back over this one. Like, I know this is a classic title, and I think I just like the Star Wars one better. Played very similar, anyways. The steel mill is calling at 3:40 a.m. Ugh. All right. Take care, Mr. Postile. Thanks for dropping in, as always. Always a pleasure having you on the show. Ah. Let's see if I'm any good at this game. Just feel like just shooting non-stop just to kill everything. I love Defender on a 2600. I can't believe people often dislike it. Well, I guess it, you know, it depends on your style of gaming. If you like this, like, you know, horizontal shooters, then yeah, this is a good game, especially for the Atari 2600. And there was a bunch of them, like Chopper Command did it. I think there was a bunch of games like this. Just realized I didn't turn my volume down in my ear set, so it's actually pretty loud in my ears. Kind of going deaf. Or was that from all the heavy metal music I listened to? I don't know. What are those things? If you like flickers, you certainly like Defender. Yeah. That's true. Atari did get smart with licensing the arcade games right off the bat, and being the first. You know, even in television couldn't do that, right? In television, had to make a lot of their own games, like Space Armada instead of Space Invaders, and you know, Astro Smash instead of Asteroids, and like they had to make a lot of imitation games because they didn't have the rights to make all these classic arcades. You know, the Donkey Kong and all them by Coleco, they were able to kind of pump those out, but these ones, not so much. And so the Atari did kind of dominate this field. Unfortunately, they went too far with it, you know. The fact that the Atari 7800 was still trying to push these games in a time where everybody was playing Super Mario Brothers and Zelda. That's what was kind of a screw up for Atari. Because, you know, a lot of people didn't care about Defender and Miss Pac-Man and all that stuff. They wanted the modern games, so I think that's where Atari kind of lost it. Their 5200 actually had a lot of the great arcade games, but you know, we all know kind of what happened to the Atari 5200. Whoa! Trivia. Which one of these classic arcade games was made by Atari? Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Space Invaders, Frogger, Defender, Robotron, Cubert, or Centipede? Classic was made by Atari? Well, it wasn't Pac-Man. Pac-Man was in Japan, in Namco. Donkey Kong was Japan. Space Invaders, I don't think that was Atari. Frogger wasn't Atari. I think Defender was. I don't know about Robotron. I don't think Cubert or Centipede was either. Although it could be wrong on the Centipede one. Not actually sure. Defender's okay. You know, I don't mind that. When you would just feel like blowing things up. Let's so looking for the I know I played this before on one of my... actually, I'm going to drop that volume down a bit so I don't deafen myself. I know I played this before. Space Invaders? Centipede is the answer. Centipede? Really? I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense. Defender is Williams. Huh. Seems like Extreme Rec really wants me to play Space Canyon. You know, it sounds familiar. I thought I played it. But okay, I'll check that out next. Space Canyon. Centipede is fun too. I don't think this goes past the 4th level. I think this is just a demo thing or something. Because this one actually has the pie level. Whoops. And I think I said this before, but you can really tell the way they're creating Donkey Kong at the top there, that he's actually two things that they're flicking between each other to make it look like one image. Like you could really see that happening, like it's trying to flicker the two. And because the Atari wouldn't be able to create such a big graphic like that and make it, you know, move. It's kind of neat the tricks that they had to pull off to make some of these games. Usually the half of the screen is you know, mirrored. So you got one half, and then you got the other half of the screen is the mirror of the first half. Just some of the programming tricks that they did. You can see him up there. There's only half a Donkey Kong. Yeah, the flickering is extremely noticeable on the stream. I can bet that, yeah. Because it's not going to be streaming 100%. It still looks pretty flickery on my end, too. I think I tried to get this to work on my flashback, and it didn't. I was able to get one Donkey Kong hack to work, which looked more like the original Donkey Kong, but it had the had this level and the pie level in it, but it just kind of looked like crap. Okay, let's see if I can find that Space Canyon that Extreme Rec is going on about. Oops. I might have it. I think I have it. Space Canyon. Space Cavern. No, that's not it. Space Canyon. Who we got in there? Blitzkrieg! What's up? There's Green Lantern. Alright, let's see what... have I played this before yet? What? What is this thing? Alright, I have no idea what's going on. All I can see are those flickering bars on the right and left hand side that remind me of the walls in Hero you can't touch. Seizure-inducing hack. Yeah, I can see that. Chillin'. Seen you on, so I thought I'd swing by. Alright, thanks, Blitzkrieg. Yeah, I'm just playing random Atari games today. I never go into this with a plan. I just kind of set it up and just be like, let's just start playing some Atari. You know, that's what I love about Atari games, is that You don't need to put too much investment into them. You can just put them in, play for a bit, turn it off, put the other one in. And that's kind of the way I always played when I was a kid. You know, obviously when I didn't have as many games, there wasn't many options, but, you know, when you do get a lot of games, you can just, like, sit there, take one out, play it for a bit, get bored, turn it off. I did the same thing with Intellivision. I had a lot of Intellivision games, and I'd play, like, every single one of them. You know, just put one in, play it for a bit. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on in this game. Not a clue. Let's see, what else is there? What haven't I played in a while? I was watching the Atari creep play Venture on the Intellivision yesterday. I love Venture, but Venture on the Atari is, you know, I don't know, I have a problem with it. Let's just play it just for now. At least this one doesn't flicker. I don't know why, but I find Venture on the Atari to be much harder than playing it on the Intellivision or the ColecoVision. And I don't know why. I think it's those hall monsters. They don't give you a lot of room. Hey, it's Simon Belmondo. Oops, I just hit the wall. Whoopsie. And I don't like how the Atari one doesn't fill in the level after you complete it. Like, it doesn't make it a solid... I don't know why not. Like, would that have required much more programming, I guess? Oh! Dang. Went too fast. Yeah. Eaten. See, I find the hall monsters to be a lot harder on this one. Like, they don't give you, especially on the second level. Like, there's no third level on this one. But the second level, they're pretty rough. Like, as soon as you start off, they're coming right after you. Oops. Okay, this time I'm not going to get hit. Of course, nothing is as hard as the arcade version of this. Now that game, the arcade version is hard. James Campbell in the house. James is here? I didn't see him. Did I look away and not notice him? Oh, jeez, I walked out. Sorry, I'm trying to watch the chat and play at the same time, so you might have to forgive me if I miss a couple of chats. Uh-oh. 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 It's that hall monster comes in just like Evil Otto and the Berserk game. Oh, speaking of Berserk, if you go on the Atari Age website, I went on it yesterday, and they were showing off this new, kind of like a, well, sort of a homebrew of Berserk, or a hack of it, or something like a fix of it, where someone added in the voice features and enhanced the graphics. I was really curious about that. And there was a lot of good comments about the game, too. Yeah, I completed this one, right? Yeah. Whoa. That seems interesting. 'Cause that's one of the things, you know, missing about the Atari 2600 Berserk is that it doesn't have the voice. Oh, jeez. See what I mean? Those hall monsters. They get me all the time. Play it Berserk on the 5200. It has a voice. Yeah, I should try that. I should do that. I should. You know, I played the sequel Frenzy, I think. Was it Frenzy? On the ColecoVision. But I haven't played the 5200 yet version of Berserk. Oh. I don't know, for whatever reason I was never a big fan of the 2600 Berserk. I don't know why. I think I'd rather play this one. Oh crap. 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 I couldn't get away from him. He's too fast. Yeah, Frenzy is the sequel. That's what I thought, yeah. Because the game plays very similar. Oh, jeez. Damn hall monsters. Who else popped in here that I might have missed? Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Let's try this up and down game. I've never played this before. I don't think I have. But I've watched No Swear Gamer do a review on it. It looked kind of funny. Whoa. I believe in Frenzy you can kill Evil Otto. Holy crap. I think this game is kind of like bump and jump, but you're on a track. This is kind of a rare game for the 2600. I think it came out pretty late. Yeah. Stream Rat saying this game isn't that good. I'm starting to see that. It seems kind of weird. The controls seem odd. And I really don't know what I'm doing. I think even the No Swear Gamer, when he did his review on this, he even said it wasn't that good of a game, and I don't think he planned on ever playing it again. It's just more of a collectible. I think because it's, you know, a lot of the later Atari games that came out became more collectible because they didn't make so damn many of them. You know, some of the old Atari games, they made tons of them, right? So then when it got to the later titles and the more obscure companies that put them out, there wasn't so many on the shelves, and makes it more collectible. Or then again, you know, some of them were just released early, but by not so popular companies that had a ton of money to release them in mass. Whoa! I seem to be jumping the track a lot. What do you mean pretty late? If it were, it would be released in the early 90s. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact release date of this. I could be wrong on its actual release, but I thought this wasn't a later title. If it's not a later title, then it is an obscure one. Well, this was 83. So during the crash, I don't know. I don't know what made this one a little bit more rare then. Oh, jeez. The music is kind of neat, though. It's always fun to find an Atari game that has a soundtrack throughout it. There wasn't a lot of games that had a full-on soundtrack like this. Alright, take care, Green Lantern. Thanks for popping in. Glad you made it. This is an advantage of starting my stream a little bit earlier. Once that Green Lantern can pop in. jeez. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This reminds me of another Atari game. What is it? Mountain King or something like that? Or the one that's on that double cart? Double ender? Is that Mountain King? I think, though, that this is pretty ambitious for what it is. Like, trying to get that angle and trying to get that perspective of the cars and all that. I think they did a pretty good job. Like, I don't think I would expect anything better from Atari for this one. Uh-oh. What is that, a bridge? Is that a hill? Ah. I'd like to see you play Malakai. It's double interesting. Never even heard of that. Moon Patrol has the soundtrack. Yeah, Moon Patrol does have the soundtrack. It's actually a pretty good one. I usually have it set to the wrong setting, though, so the soundtrack's never on. What was the one I was just thinking about there? Let's play... Pole position. Because I know everybody loves pole position. This is like Mr. Toon's favorite game, I think. One of them. I always have to remember the controls on this, and what makes it high and low. I don't even think... Okay, so the... Oh yeah, that's right. So the fire button is the brakes. And it's like up for low, down for high. That's it. Because I know they reversed it when it came to pole position too. It's one of the things I noticed when I did my comparison video. Yeah, the CCE version of pole position. Yeah, a lot of the ROMs I have are that CCE version. Not the original one that I would actually play on my Atari. This is actually pretty good, though. I mean, for what it is, it's actually pretty cool. And it has the sound. Like, I would have been pretty satisfied with this back in the day. I think it does the job pretty good. Although it would have been cool if the Atari did have a steering wheel component. You know, ColecoVision had one, and I don't know what other older system had one. I remember my friend, he had the ColecoVision steering wheel, and we were playing Turbo on it, I think it was. That's one of the expansion devices I haven't really tracked down yet. I don't know if I ever will or not. I don't know if it's something I want to really drop money on. Because the ColecoVision did have a few expansion modules. One of them allowed you to play Atari games. The other one was the steering wheel. And I think there was another one. Whoa! Oh, yeah, there is the trackball. And I have it. I haven't actually played it in a while. I kind of have it in the basement, put away. I don't know if that's considered an expansion module or just an extra joystick. Because you plug it in, I think you plug it into the joystick ports. It was a long time ago since I've actually looked at that. You know, now that I think of it, I should actually pull that out and take a look at it again. I haven't really experimented much with that trackball. Whoa! Done near blowed myself up. Ow. I used to play this a lot on the Commodore 64. I think I enjoyed it more on that one. Malakai is like this. You have to get keys. Huh. I don't know if I have it, but whatever, I'll take a look. One of the things the arcade one had, or the arcade had, was it had the voice in there as well. I think it just said prepare to qualify or something like that. It didn't really say much. Yeah! Electronics motion program. The best pole position I played was on the Miss Pac-Man. Yeah, I have that one. Actually, I think I did play it on my video too. Funny enough, that was one of the videos that I have that got demonetized. You know, where I got like a copyright claim on it. And I think it was like Namco or something like that that put a copyright claim on it. I'm like, really? I'm playing Miss Pac-Man in pole position. What's the copyright claim for? These games are like 40 years old. I don't know what set it up. I don't know if it was just me saying the Namco Miss Pac-Man plug and play in my description, or if it was the sound from one of the games or something that set it off. I don't know. You never know. Playing these games, you never know who's going to copyright or claim or something. Put a claim on your video, and then you get this like nasty copyright email from Google or from YouTube, which is owned by Google, saying you got some kind of copyright claim or something. Alright. Whoa. Always have to remember to put it back into low gear. No! And I have said this before. I think I said it on my P video. My amazing games from A to Z. Or awesome games from A to Z, I should say. For my P. I talked about pole position a bit. And how if you watch the Judas Priest video, Freewheel Burnin', the guy in the video is playing the arcade version of pole position. They put a little sticker over the pole position thing and call the game Freewheel Burning instead to match the song, but you can tell it's pole position. And that video came out in the early 80s. I don't know if I have that Malakai game, I don't know. Let's see. You never know. So many games in here. Malachi, I do have it. Oh, what do you think of that? 1983. Answer Software. Oh boy. It's a maze game. What, am I an astronaut? It's like, this is like Wizard of War or something, or? Okay, so the fire button does nothing. What is going on? Okay, I can't go there. Am I supposed to lead them into something? This is crazy. Alright, I need some explanation here. Malachi is like... what? Hold on a sec here. like this. You have to get keys in order to finish the level. 3 to be exact, and they're from 3 aliens. You have to get them in a specific order, though. But how do you get the aliens? That's how I explain Malachi. Oh, it's through mazes like Pac-Man, so you're going to be careful about where you move in the game. See the top bar? That's the order of aliens you have to touch in order to get a key from them. However, once you do touch one, they'll start chasing you. Huh? Alright. Oh, like the purple? Is that why? The color? Oops. Ah. Whoa. I think the music kind of reminds me also of Lock and Chase. I don't know why. That's why I have to go down there? Oh, jeez. This is insane. So it's kind of like Alien on the... Uh-oh, what happened? Those 3 pink things are the doors that you need to open with key 1 at the time. Okay then. So I have to get the key from the... Do I get it from the purple alien? Is that what I have to do? What's going on there? Why are they all like turning like that and coming after me really fast? How do I make them stop? You have to go into that white thing down there? That bottom white thing is just a space that keeps you safe. That's all it's for. So it's like in Night Stalker. There's that little room you can walk into. But now what? The bottom bar is running out. No, follow... Oh! Follow the order of the aliens above the playfield. Okay, so that's what those 3 alien things are at the top. Okay. Now I get it. Okay, so I gotta get that green guy first. See, I'm not so slow. Often. Now what? Do I have to... Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So I gotta go after that dude there with the little dot for the eye. And I go back up here. Oh, jeez. It's like a weird game of tag. Kinda. It's like tag, you're it, run. Then they all go mental and come after you. Do I have to still hit him? I guess so. This game's crazy. Okay, so I gotta get that purple dude now. Oh, no! Alright, how am I gonna get the purple dude when he's always being chased around by that other dude? Run, man! Go! Space... Ah! That was not easy. Let's try that again. Okay, let's go for the exit. This is like a combination of like several games. It's just like a bunch of games that comes to mind when playing this. Run, 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 run. But it needs something like, you know, Night Stalker has the gun, Pac-Man has his power pellets, Lock and Chase has that little $sign in the middle. It needs something to just stop these guys, like, other than this thing. Oh. Come back. Ah. Yeah, I can see that this would require some requires strategy. It's like Pac-Man in a way where you got to be strategic about where you go, especially when you run out of power pellets. You've got nothing to really save your ass. Oh, jeez, this is hard. This is why I like this game so much. One of my favorite Atari 2600 games. It's funny, I never heard of this one. It's like, who made this? The sound is cool, though. Really has that alien sound to it. And that really gives you the idea that you better get out of the way. Something's going down. Uh-oh. It's a really good hide-and-seek or tag-style game where something you play as kids. Move it, move, move, move. You know what else would be nice? If he had at least like 1 or 2 little turbo boosts that would make him run faster for like a second or something. Just to get away, you know. Even if he only had like 1 or 2 of them. Just a little bit of a lifesaver. Okay, just gotta get that purple guy. Let's go, Purple Rain. Alright, we got you. No! Okay. We can do this. This game is not that hard. Oh crap. Okay, never mind. It's hard. Hey, there's Mr. Toon! We were just talking about you, Mr. Toon. While I was playing some pole position. I think Mr. Toon would probably like this game too. Okay. Okay, so now I gotta get the purple dude. I guess it changes all the time because last time I had to get the purple dude last. Run, Spaceman! Dang it. Alright, let's do it again. Alright. Okay, he's over here, so I got a better chance of getting it now. Move it, move, move, move! Oh, it looks like the maze does change. Okay. That's good. And the combination, I think, changed too. Because the purple guy is first now. I'm after Mr. Green guy. Whoa, whoa. Still say it would be better if I had a weapon of some sort. Oh hey, Mr. Toon, thanks for the super chat there. Enjoy this free money from Google. Oh yeah, I remember you were talking about that before. Mr. Toon was talking about that. Apparently you can get some kind of credit that you can use towards a super chat or something. I remember him making that kind of statement before. You might need to fill us in again on how that works. This is actually kind of fun. Is this game, like, actually available on cartridge? Like, how did I not know of this? Or is it one of those ones that was, like, only in South America, or what? Gotcha. Should play Buck Rogers next. Actually, Mr. Toon, I actually do have Buck Rogers. I have the cartridge. And I've yet to play it. I bought it a while back when I got a huge, you know, collection of Atari games. And I just kind of put it on my shelf, and I haven't actually got around to giving it a shot. It's on my, I need to check this game out and, you know, play it kind of thing. Oh, jeez. It's available on cartridge, but very rare. I think it was exclusive to the United States. Alright, that sounds like a good reason why I've never heard of it. Don't. Kind of reminds me of the Alien game, too. Uh-oh. Move it. Okay, I just gotta get the guy with the dot for the eye. Come back, Mr. Alien. Okay, move it, move. Yes! This game goes for $200 loose on price charting. Holy crap! Alright, yeah, I'll never own this. I ain't dropping $200 on this. No way. Fun game and all, but... You know, I think the most expensive Atari game I have is the, Chase the Chuck Wagon game that I bought for 70 bucks. That's about as far as I'm going to ever go for an Atari game. I would never drop $100. You know, I almost got tempted to buy the Princess Rescue at one point, which is actually just a homebrew, or, you know. So happy that I got Atlantis for the 2600 for $3. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. I don't know why, you know, anybody would pay it. You know, unless you're trying to collect the entire collection of Atari games. I've never heard of Answer Software, though. Answer Software Corporation. It's kind of weird. Alright, let's do the Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers. I guarantee you I won't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I have the cartridge downstairs, and I've been meaning to take a look at this game. Yeah, that's pricey for an Atari. That's pricey for any game. Let's be real. I don't think any video game should be $200. I mean, that... It has to be, like, for whatever reason, like, ultra rare, like, only a few copies of it exist. Oh, this is kind of like, what is this, like a Zaxxon style. I don't know if there's a depth to this, or... So you gotta go through these, barriers? It kind of reminds me of, what's it called? Kind of reminds me of Beam Rider. Probably the lines coming at you. Gives that Beam Rider kind of feel to it. I have to admit, I don't know an awful lot about Buck Rogers. But I did have a lunchbox. I had a Buck Rogers lunch pail when I was a kid. Yet I didn't know much about Buck Rogers, so it's kind of weird that I had the lunch pail thingy. One of those old lunch box things. I remember back in the 80s when everybody had those lunch boxes that had the thermos inside. Mine was a little bit different. It wasn't that one that looks like a toolbox. It was like a flat box. And I think it did have a thermos. I can't remember. But I always remember everybody having those little lunch boxes. They look like miniature toolboxes. And they had like every theme possible during the 80s. You know, like Pac-Man and Mr. T, Smurfs, Strawberry Shortcake. Everybody had those lunch boxes. Well, you had a Buck Rogers lunch. Yeah, I did. I didn't know anything about Buck Rogers. It wasn't my thing. I don't know why I even had it. I don't know if it was like, you know, maybe someone bought it for a birthday gift or my mom bought it for me or something. I don't know. Maybe it was my brother's and it was handed down to me. I can't recall, but I remember having one, and I bet you if I still had it today, it would be worth some money. But then again, we can say that about practically everything we used to have in the past. If I still had that, it would probably be worth money. Which is why it is worth money, because everybody wants to recapture their youth and have all the stuff they used to have when they were kids. Maybe it was from my dad. Possibly. You know, I don't think my dad was really into Buck Rogers, so... If anything, it was, you know, probably my mom or cousin or something, or grandmother bought it or something, I don't know. When you go that far back in time, it's hard to remember. You had the square metal lunch boxes. The tool box ones were not very popular. Really, I remember that those toolbox ones were really popular. I felt like I was the only one who didn't have one. And today they're really collectible too. Like if you can find them in good shapes, like they're like He-Man or whatever. I just remember practically every theme out there had a lunchbox, and I never had one. Those are the kind of things that if you see one in like a thrift shop, you grab them, because there are people out there that collect them. If you're one of those people that likes to go to thrift shops to find treasures, definitely something to grab. This game totally reminds me of Zaxxon. Is this just like a Zaxxon ripoff or something? It's weird the way the bullets kind of go all kind of weird. I'm on level 3 though. Mirror is sent from some random country, not in every part of North America. Lunch boxes are big money. Yeah, well, the old ones, the collectible ones, yeah, for sure. And if you can find one that still has a, you know, the sticker on it that's in good shape and still has the thermos, there's people that'll buy it because they just want to relive their youth. And you just hit one of those things. This actually isn't a bad game if you think about it. Got a lot going on to it. Really funky graphics. No idea what it has to do with Buck Rogers outside of the name, but, you know. Let's be real, oftentimes they slapped a name on something just to sell. You know, just for licensing purposes. They didn't always make the game completely, you know, in line with the TV show. Fun fact, this is a port of an arcade game, the same name, which was dolled up localization of Japanese arcade game Zoom 909. Yeah, I bet you that happened a lot. They took an old game He took something from somewhere and put something on it, like an American title or something that was jazzy or something that was popular, and bada boom, bada bing, you're making money. Anyone here ever beat the Atari 2600 Pitfall? Nope. I've gotten pretty far in it, but I've never beaten it. I mean, never have, but I mean, to one day it requires a map because you just go in one direction and never make a mistake. You'll just run out of time. Yeah, you do need a map. Atari Creep knows somebody who made a map. I forgot who it was. He did a video on it. But there's another YouTuber who did a video series where he mapped out the Pitfall game. It was actually kind of cool. Yeah, see, he's saying about it now. I haven't, but I know the dude that mapped it out the best route to beat it. Pretty cool. I never had the patience to do that. I think the only game I've ever in my life mapped out was Legend of Zelda. And it wasn't a complete map because I had the map that came with the game, but there's those unknown parts, those parts that are hidden, and I had to make my own maps for that. I think that was the only game I've ever actually made a map for. It was Retro Nonsense, that's right. Now it's coming back. Yeah, Retro Nonsense. He did that. Let's see here. What could we play? Crystal Castles. Dark Chambers. Already played Defender today. Did you check if the other ColecoVision baseball card has... No, actually I didn't check yet. I saw the manual, but I don't know if that one had the French in it or not. That's kind of funny that I sent you a game that had French in it. Let's play Donald Duck's Speedboat, because we all love Donald Duck. Whoa. What is going on? Are you kidding me? What the hell? Yeah, you notice it was in front. See, I didn't even notice. Like, I think I just took the one that, like, I got a bunch of them in that collection that I got. I think I just, like, grabbed the top one that I had and I cleaned it up, put it in the ColecoVision and checked it to make sure it worked. Didn't even notice that the label had French in it. In fact, the only game that I was aware of that I have that has French on it is the boxing for Atari. The Activision boxing. Because it actually says Le Box. It says boxing / Le Box. Uh-oh. Really? Is that all there is to this game? Just to avoid things? Alright, I can't go back. Alright, there we go. Huh. As far as I know, Donald Duck's Speedboat was never officially released, but somehow bootlegs were being sold in Argentina. Yeah, it probably wasn't even completed either. Finish. Oh wow. What is that? Oh, okay. It's the little duck guys. I got a French-English box for Burger Time on. Yeah, I remember you showing that in one of your photos. The French-English Burger Time for Intellivision. That was pretty cool. Let's play some Double Dragon. 1989. I can't get very far in this. No. How do I kick? Oh, it's down and... okay. Down and fire button. You die now. Oh, jeez. It's a crazy looking kick he's got. Can I move on now? Oh. Yeah, this is a late title. Yeah, for sure. I didn't even know this was on the Atari. For the longest time. It was like way past my, you know, at the time when, 89, I still remember a lot of the games still being sold on the shelves. There was one Toys R Us I used to go to about an hour and a half away from my house. It was like, one of those little small town things. And they had a Toys R Us, and they used to sell a lot of television and Atari games, like quite a while after their their shelf life, when they already started getting pulled from a lot of the major retailers. And there's just this one Toys R Us I used to go into, and they still had like Intellivision games, and even those Tiger Electronics. I remember buying some of those that were already starting to like leave the shelf. Like I got Karnov, and I think I got another one from there too. There was like a couple of titles I got, the handhelds. And they took a while before they pretty much modernized their stock. And I think today, if that thing is even still there, it's probably all the modern stuff now. But it was pretty cool going in there, because it was always felt like I was going back in time into this like Toys R Us that was carrying like the old stuff when the brand new Nintendo games were out and Sega games were out. It was kind of weird seeing Atari and Intellivision still sold on the shelf. Of course, at that time I didn't have a working Intellivision, so I didn't buy anything, because my Intellivision was long gone at that point. I thought, what's the point in me buying an Intellivision game when I didn't have one? So. Yeah, I love the box art for Double Dragon. I saw this in the store when it was new alongside Genesis games. Tire Creep is saying this is impressive for what it is. Sucks to play, but impressive. Yeah, it's not good. It's only okay if you pretend that Atari 2600 was the only console ever made. Unfortunately, yes. Actually, one of the titles I remember buying late was Taz. And, I bought that thinking, this is going to be a great game. It's okay, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Yes, I'm talking about Air Raid, the game. Man-A-Vision. I need to head out for a bit, but if you're still back when I'll pop back. Alright, take care, Atari Creep. Yeah, I think I'll be wrapping it up soon anyways. It's getting late here. It's like almost 10 o'clock for me, and I gotta get up for bed because vacation is over. Yeah, I just got back from vacation a couple days ago, so I'm still adjusting back to real life. What was I gonna do? Oh, let's try the Taz. I don't know if Taz works with the. I don't think it does. Works with the mouse. I don't think it does. Tax avoiders. Ugh. No, that's something the Notes for Our Gamer always talked about, was tax avoiders. I don't know if it works with the mouse. No, it doesn't. Okay. Another one of these games where this game is so much better if I can use a real Atari controller. Although I did get tempted with the there's a connector you can buy that actually can plug a real Atari joystick into your PC. It's like a little adapter device. It's got like USB on one end and the 9-pin connector thing. But it's pretty expensive. It's like 25 bucks or something like that. I think American, plus shipping and handling, and I'm like, no way. Not going to spend that much money just to plug a joystick into my PC, which may or may not work. So that would suck too, right? You never know if it's going to be compatible with your computer, and what if it doesn't connect? It's too much of a risk. Yeah, you can buy a USB controller. I don't know if the quality of the controller is going to be as good as a real Atari controller. I think, you know, like even the flashback controller, which I am currently using on my Atari right now. Whoops. Which I find is a little bit, you know, the stick is a little bit more agile. It moves a little bit faster. You know, it's better for playing games that would require, say, the paddles or whatever. But when it comes to games like this, you want the joystick to be, you know, as stiff as the original joystick was. Games like this and Hero, where it really relied on the controller to be, you know, the original controller. So playing these games on gamepads is not always the best. Like, I know a lot of games are good with gamepads, or, you know, certain games are really good with it, but this one, I would definitely say if you're going to play this game, you need a real Atari joystick. Like an actual one that was sold with an Atari, not the imitation ones. I think I remember when I bought this game, I wasn't even using my original Atari joystick either. I think I was using some crappy knockoff controller that it didn't... I still have it, actually. I don't think it works very well. It was like this red controller. It had this little button on, like a knob on the top. It was really crappy. It was made by some third-party company that made joysticks. I think I bought it because my... the joystick, my Atari joystick, the original one I had was starting to fail or something like that, or I don't know. I don't know why I bought it. Maybe I wanted to have a player too. Hey, what's going on, the Chosen One? Just playing some Tasmania. Well, Tasmanian Devil. Whatever you want to call it. The official name is Taz. You're literally just trying to avoid the bombs. Even though in the cartoon the Tasmanian Devil did eat a lot of bombs and nothing seemed to happen to him. But right now I'm going after root beer. And this game was released under a different title called Asterix, I believe. It was Asterix, and the old cartoon, but I don't think that was ever in America. I think it was Europe. It wasn't North America. Always felt that this game was a waste of a license. Played it when it was new at the friend's house, but at the time nobody cared about the Tasmanian Devil. You see, that's the thing that sold me. I remember seeing this in the store. I remember seeing the box, and it had the Tasmanian Devil on it, and it was the Atari 2600. I'm like, no way, man. An Atari 2600 Tasmanian Devil game, I gotta have that. And I bought it, and when I started playing it, I'm like, this is it? But I did get hooked on it. I mean, I did play this a lot. Just totally like playing it on a real controller, though. Not this crappy PC gamepad thing. Just don't have as, you know, good accuracy with it. Oh. Usually if I die that fast, I just restart the game. Yeah, I used to be really good at this. Like, I would actually go through all the different phases and get right back to this level again. The cheeseburgers. But, this controller is not going to do it for me. I don't know, maybe one day I will try and get the USB Atari stick, just to try it out, see if it's any good. I don't think it's that price. I think it's like 20 bucks or something. Do I have an all-time favorite Atari game? Ooh, that's a hard one. I mean, I am pretty partial to Keystone Capers, because that's the game that made me want to buy an Atari in the first place. So, probably would be it. Hey, alright, we got the No Swear Gamer. Actually, it's pretty funny, because I got my Taz cartridge from the No Swear Gamer. I used to have this game when I was a kid, when I bought it off the shelf. And it was during a move when I moved out of my parents' house. One of my boxes, I don't know what happened to it, fell off the truck or something. And I lost a ton of games. And this was one of them. My complete in-boxed, off-the-shelf Tasmanian game. And when Nosferatu Gamer did his review, I think he mentioned something about he was going to get rid of it or something, or he didn't really care for it. And I said, I'll take that off your hand. So I ended up picking it up off the Nosferatu Gamer, which is really cool. And I did a video on it too, where I just played this one on my real Atari, not this emulation crap that I'm playing now. That I can't play properly because I'm using a crappy controller. Yeah, I just stopped by to see what Brian's playing. Yeah, I've been playing a ton of games today. I've just been bouncing around, playing multiple games. Yeah, this is the game I sent him. Yeah, I mean, I was wanting to get this game back, so I'm glad the Nosferatu Gamer did that video, and I was able to get it off of him, because this is a game I definitely like to revisit every once in a while. In fact, when I first bought my Atari, the Atari Junior in '89, I believe it was, '89, '90, somewhere in there, when I picked up the Atari Junior, I had Keystone Capers, Midnight Magic, and this one. And I think those were my main games that I had. And eventually I got Joust and... what was the other one? I got Joust and Jungle Hunt from a friend. And that was about it. I think I just kind of played those games over and over again. Tomcat is great, but you have to know how to play it. Yeah, I do have the cartridge for that one too. And yeah, I haven't tried it yet. It definitely seems like a game that I won't understand unless I read the instructions. Some games I know right off the bat I cannot just pick them up and start playing. Like, you've got to read the instruction manual, you gotta... Whoa. See, that's what I mean, like, normally when I play this game, if I'm using a proper controller, I don't die until I get to, like, the first wave. That's when everything goes crazy. Alright, take care, Extreme Rec. Thanks for coming in and giving your suggestions. I always like to take suggestions. I can't guarantee I'll play every one of them, but, you know, I try. Especially if it's games I don't know what I'm doing. But it's always fun to learn about all the countless Atari games that are out there. There's so many of them. So I don't feel bad that I don't know a certain game because there's so many Atari games. Just like Commodore 64, there's no way I'm gonna know. I always try to get them all in one good shot, but just never do. I'm not sure if I've ever tried the Asterix version. I believe it was Asterix, that. The European one. Pretty much the same game. Different graphics. Another one I need to try out is Roadrunner. I never saw that for sale. I didn't even know it existed. Avoid the bombs. Whoa. I find in this game you don't want to stand still too much. You want to keep moving. No. Just kind of focus on the prize. Don't look at the dynamite. Just keep moving. Roadrunner was a late release, but a great title. It's also pretty tough. Yeah, I think I saw your video on that one, too. Actually, you probably were the one that showed me that that game even existed. Because I remember finding Taz in a toy store. It doesn't exist anymore. It was in a mall I used to go to all the time. We have a big mall kind of in the center of our city that a lot of people go to. It's, you know, one of the first big malls that we used to have. And there was this toy store called Toys, Toys, Toys. And what I liked about them was they always had older toys. Like, I even bought, like, some Transformer stuff from them, like Generation 2 Transformer stuff that was long gone off the shelves of, say, Toys R Us, Walmart, all the big stuff, you know, the big sellers. So this toy store used to still have all old stuff. And that's where I bought Taz from, because Atari games were, like, nowhere to be found. And this store still had a bunch of Atari games for sale. And I saw the Taz game there, so I bought it from them. And, you know, I never saw any, I never saw Roadrunner or anything like that. But just seeing Taz on the shelf was great. What's a mall? Yeah, they're disappearing, aren't they? Actually, here, I don't know about America, but here in Canada, a lot of the malls now are becoming outlet malls or outside malls or whatever you want to call it, where all the stores are outside. Like, you don't actually have a mall to walk in. Like, they're just stores all linked together, and they have like a pathway around them and stuff, and you have to like leave one store, go outside, and then go to the next store, and everything is just kind of lumped together like that into one big area. It's really weird. We just don't have the malls anymore. Like, I remember always going to malls. I don't know if I was really a mall rat, but I used to go to a lot of malls and walk around and go to the music stores, the game stores, the computer stores, and now I find whenever I go to a mall, I end up just going to Walmart. Because they just have everything I need anyways. What the hell? We're going to go to several other stores for when I can practically get everything I need at Walmart. Not to mention I'm in Canada and everything's insanely priced here. We pay way too much for basic things. It's insanity. Like, I mean, come on. For the Atari Flashback 9, which I've had my eye on for a while now at Walmart, $100. I don't think that's worth $100 just for a flashback. It's like a piece of plastic that emulates this. I don't know why it's $100, but whatever. And that's without tax. I'd have to pay tax on that. So what is it? Our tax is at 13%, I think now. So I'd be paying like, you know, well over $100 for a light piece of plastic that plays old Atari games that I can do on my computer. I only bought the Flashback 8 because I had a coupon for 20% off, and the system was only $40, so I ended up getting it for, you know, less than $40. That I'll pay. But $100 for an Atari Flashback is, in my opinion, insanity. Especially when I have the majority of the games on the system in real life. Just doesn't make sense. And I know Mr. Toon knows what I'm talking about because he's also in Canada too. So he knows the insanity that I'm talking about. You know, just because it's old, just because it's retro, doesn't mean it's expensive. But it is. Although the one classic, what do you call them, plug-and-play systems that I really wanted to get was the NES Classic. I really thought that that would have been cool to have. But it kind of ruined it for me when people were buying them and reselling them and asking astronomical amounts of money for them. And then I think I ended up seeing one at one point, the re-release of them. They came back and I think it was like over $70. I'm like, in a Walmart, and I'm like, it's like gonna be like 70 plus tax. That's gonna be like almost $90. Maybe $80 or whatever for a freaking NES Classic when I have all the games anyways. And now I have the Nintendo Switch, and I have the what do they call it, that, what is it, the, whatever that thing you buy for Nintendo Switch, and I have all these Nintendo games on it, whatever. Doesn't make sense. It's just crazy. I keep up with the chat heroes. Unfortunately with that game I wasn't able to really watch the chat too much. Okay, so Extreme Wreck has got to go. Blitzkrieg is saying Demon Attack, Pitfall, and Crystal Castles were my... Yes, Crystal Castles was another one I ended up picking up. And I played that one a lot. I was quite surprised on that. I remember playing Crystal Castle on the arcade with the trackball. That was really cool. Notice for a gamer saying, yeah, I want to review Space Shuttle, but I dread going through the phone book manual. Yeah, actually, I ended up picking up Space Shuttle as well. And it does require that little piece of cardboard to go over your heavy sixer. Actually, I think they made one for the 4 switch as well. And it tells you what all the switches do, too. Space Shuttle is definitely one that... It requires some dedication. I think that would have been a game that somebody would have bought in the past and actually sat there and read the manual and really got into it. It's like it's a real simulator game. It's not necessarily a video game like a game. It's a simulator. I'm just going back through the chat here. So Speaking of Transformers, did anyone grab Soundwave reissue? No, unfortunately not. I've been going to the different Walmarts in my area, and the Transformers section is pretty terrible. Um, like I hardly ever see. They have like 5 or 6 of those Optimus Primes that used to be like $70 just for the Optimus Prime without the trailer, and I thought that that was just really like pathetic. Like I was like, no way. And now they're like half price or less than half price. They're like 30, and I still say they're overpriced. But yeah, I've not seen the Soundwave yet. I've been wanting to see. I really want to get that Soundwave. And if I ever find one, I'm probably gonna buy it. I don't care how much it is in the store. I'm probably gonna grab it and buy it. Yeah, outdoor is the thing for us too. Yeah. So yeah, so you guys got the outdoor malls as well. It's cheaper, right? It's cheaper to run it. Haven't seen it yet. Saw the cassettes for 20 for a 2-pack. Ouch. Yeah. Well, No Swear Gamer's saying that they're $20 for just the cassettes, the Soundwave cassettes, which is like Ravage, Rumble, Frenzy, Laserbeak. Here they're about 30 plus tax. So I'd probably be paying about $40 for 2 of the little cassettes. That's insane. I can probably buy the original for cheaper than that. I guess people will never remember how bad of the toy Soundwave is until they have them again. Yeah, I bet a lot of people will buy it and never actually take them out of the package, though. I mean, Soundwave was one of those ones that always would, he would just bend over like this, you know, like everyone, you know, the knees would just give way and the thing would never stand up straight. And then you'd have to like do some funky thing where you'd have to twist his legs around, make him look like he's doing the splits or something. The last time I did anything with Megatron, I put all of the accessories on, took a photo with random crap as a joke. Yeah, I used to have Megatron when I was a kid. It was one of the toys that I ended up losing, and I have him now, but I just have the gun. I don't have any of his accessories. I don't have his cannon. I don't have his the back piece thing. Missing all of the parts. Just like my Optimus Prime. I don't have any parts for my Optimus Prime, but I don't care. I paid $1. I paid $1 for Optimus Prime with the full trailer, G1 Optimus Prime. Probably the best score ever. But that was quite a long time ago. I think the thrift shop didn't know what he was. They thought it was just a toy truck. And they just had it, and he didn't even have a price tag on it. I saw it and I grabbed it. I'm like, cool. I took it to the front, and the lady rang it up. She's like, that'll be $1.15 or something. I'm like, oh crap, score for an original Optimus Prime. You know, back then I didn't even realize that, you know, he was even worth anything anyways. I just thought, hey, this is cool. I want it. Let's play some tennis. Or like I like to call it, Advanced Pong. Oh, what happened there? Guess I'm supposed to move, eh? I kind of liked playing tennis on the Wii. That was kind of fun. Although that's one of those games that you're afraid of throwing your Wii remote into the TV. Because you're swinging the thing around like crazy. You need a lot of room, too. I think where my TV is situated, I don't have the space to properly play the Wii tennis. But I remember playing it at a friend's house before I even had my own Wii. And he had a much bigger space. And I was playing against his wife, and she kept getting pissed off because I kept beating her, and I never played it before. She was just like, what are you doing? Why do you keep beating me? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. But let's be real here. I bet a lot of us bought the Nintendo Wii for the sports games. I mean, I just wanted to play bowling, and even the golf was kind of fun. Oh. guy's not forgiving at all. Ah. Oh, I'm at the bottom now. I didn't realize my character was at the bottom now. I'm looking at the top like, why am I not able to control him? Oh, yeah. I'm now at the bottom. Then there's a real, I think it's Real Sports Tennis. And it's pretty much the same game, but they made the net look a little bit more realistic. And I think they added in, like, you could put in initials or something. I think I have tennis on the Super Nintendo too, which is not bad either. I should check that. I think I do. I think I remember just on a whim buying it back when Super Nintendo games were still on the shelf. Run. No! Come on, Atari dude. You can do it. This actually isn't a bad, version of tennis. Nope. Ah. Okay. But like, like I always say, these games are much better when you get to play it with a real human being rather than against the computer. Just like the hockey one. Playing against the computer, it's just not fair. The computer's so much better than you are. Kind of ruins it. No! Yeah, I suck. I suck at this game. I'm trying to like... Oh, hey, I got something. How did that happen? It went backwards. Maybe it'd be better if it was badminton. Oh, I got another point. You can do it. You can do it. No. The tennis rackets look a little bit more like suckers, or maybe those little wands you use to blow bubbles. Doesn't really look like a tennis racket. Oh, jeez. Add out. Run, run. Oh. Did I lose? Okay, I'm on the top now. Keep getting confused as to where I am. Like, am I at the top? Am I at the bottom? So, yeah. Well. Anyways, yeah, I think I should pack that in. Super Tennis on the SNES is great. Yeah. Actually, I got another one here. One that I haven't actually played on my Super Nintendo. It's a Super Soccer. A coworker gave this to me, actually, at my last job. She gave me her Super Nintendo she had in her basement or in her garage or something. And, because she asked me, she's like, I have this Nintendo, do you want it? I'm like, sure. And so she brought it in. It was like I still have it. It's kind of in nasty shape. It looks like it's all, yellowed and stuff, and then it's broken. Like there's like some plastic broken off the Nintendo itself, the Super Nintendo. But she had this game. She had Super Mario World, and I don't know if there was anything else. I think I got rid of the Super Mario World, But I still kept this, and I haven't even tried it yet, Super Soccer. So that might be fun to try. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work, but that's kind of neat. Um, Whatever. And the dude on the cover, I like that. He kind of looks like Donald Trump. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, I think I'll give that a shot. But anyways, yeah, thanks everybody for coming in. Hyper Pong. Yeah, that'd be cool if it was Hyper Pong. It's another one of those games I need to do too for my PlayStation games is play Pong. I know I have a Pong, the PlayStation on the Pong. Every other game on the SNES is super. That's right, yeah. They decided to make everything super. Super tennis, super baseball, super this, super that, super soccer. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. I guess they wanted to differentiate against it. Even the golf game was like. Anyways, yeah. Well, I think it's time to pack it in. It's like 10:30 for me, and I have to get up and go to work like most of us do, and not fun. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming in. Thanks to the Nose for a Gamer, Mr. Zato, if I said that right, the Electronics Emotions Program. Who else we got in there? Mr. Toon, Blitzkrieg. I'm gonna try and go back and see. I know a bunch of people came in and left. And we had Extreme Wreck was in there. We had the Atari Creep. I don't know if I think he had to go. I know he said he might be back if he could make it back in time. We had Sierra the Chosen One, and a whole bunch of people in the very beginning that I think had to leave as well. Going through all of the chats here. And a big thanks again to Mr. Toon for his super chat. It's always awesome when people do that. I always forget I have that set up, so it's always like, surprising when I see someone do that. Green Lantern HG was in there, Stu's Reviews. And anybody else that I missed? Did I miss anyone? If I missed anybody, did I say the Electronic Emotions Program already? Yeah, thanks everybody for coming in. I love doing these because, this is the best thing to actually be able to play and communicate with people. So much better than just pumping out videos all the time because, outside of the chats, Rex. Yeah, I know it's you, Rex. I can tell by your icon there that it's you. It's Rex. I changed my name back to a fake one I used before the previous fake one. Whatever. You use fake names. A lot of people use fake names. Just like, Green Lantern HG. I'm pretty sure that's not his real name. And, but yeah, I always love chatting with everybody. It's a lot. It just gives a little bit more to it than just putting out videos and hoping people leave comments down below kind of thing. Biggest jerk. It's free money from Google reward. Thank you, Google. Yeah, Mr. Toon knows about that. There's something to do with Google rewards. So you can somehow get some kind of credit that you can leave money to YouTubers somehow. So yeah, Mr. Toon knows what he's talking about there. So if he wants to leave a little bit more information down there or put it in the after this video is finished and it's uploaded, if he comes back and gives a little bit more information about that, then we can all kind of learn how to do that. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming in, and this is the end of the stream. If I find out how to stop the recording here.